Well, good evening and welcome along. It's Andrew Stevens in the studio. I've been joined by Ian James.
Good evening to you.
Good evening. How are you?
Not too bad at all, thanks.
And we've also been joined on the telephone as well.
We have, and we'll find out a bit more in a moment about that. But do you remember this particular record? It was originally a chart hit back in 1981 when it reached number 2, and there is now a campaign for that particular record, Ultravox's Vienna, to go one spot higher in 2010. A campaign group has been set up in order to achieve this, and one of the people is on the line now, Just Caris-Forrest. Good afternoon, Just. How are you?
Hi there, guys. How are you doing?
Not too bad at all, thanks. So what is the Vienna campaign, and why are you doing it?
Well, basically, you've got it in one there. What we want to do is try and right a huge wrong and get this classic track by Ultravox to number 1 on the 4th of April 2010.
And who came up with the idea of the Vienna campaign, and who are the main administrations of it?
It actually goes back quite a long way. I believe the initial group was originally set up back in 2009. Round about June time, set up by a guy called Martin Slade. It kind of stems from there, really. It didn't really start to gather momentum until beginning of this year, and that's when we got it all up and running.
Was it in any way inspired by the Rage Against the Machine campaign to keep Simon Cowell from having one of his acts in last year's Christmas number 1 spot, or did it happen to be that Martin thought of the idea around the time that was going?
That's a common question, that one. As far as I'm aware, Martin's idea was totally independent of that particular campaign. Obviously, the success of that campaign has urged us on a bit more and, led us to believe that we can actually make this thing a success now that people have got more control over what happens in the chart, basically. The British buying public have now got the power to decide what goes there to the top slot. So, it's certainly spurred us on.
So Joel Dulce's Shut Up Your Face was number 1 record that year back in 1981. Has he actually heard of the current campaign?
I believe he has made some noises. Yes, yeah. I think he attempted to set up something similar as well to try and repeat history, which, of course, we don't want that to happen at all. So, if you feel the same way, get behind Vienna.
Well, being an Ultravox fan myself, like you are, Just, the question that came to my mind is, why is the campaign being staged in 2010 as opposed to 2011, seeing as Vienna was a number 2 hit in 1981?
Another good question. I agree. It's not quite the 30-year anniversary yet. However, given everything that's happening in the little world of Ultravox at the moment, there's so much going on. I've just got back together. I did a tour last year. Going to do a tour this year. It was still a magic moment to actually get the record to number 1. I think this year, I think it's the right time to do it. Leaving it until next year, I don't think it'd have the same effect. If we do manage to achieve this, it's going to be a real big high for everybody, and it's right on the eve of the tour as well, the UK tour. They've also just released a live DVD from last year, so it's all kind of happening this year, which I think it's a good time. It's a good time to do it.
And of course, the other way to look at it is that even though it didn't reach the charts until 1981, it would certainly have been written and even recorded in 1980. So 30 years is appropriate for this time. Well, I'll tell you what, Just, we'll hear the record now in its entirety, a big memory booster for those who remember it first time round, and hopefully it will encourage some people who may not have heard it before to actually take part in the campaign. So we'll be back with you after the record.
In the cold air, frame so mystic and soulful. A voice reaching out and
It's a classic track. Ultravox Vienna from 1981. Welcome back, I'm Andrew Stevens.
And I'm Ian James, and we're speaking to Just Caris Forrest, who is behind the campaign to get that record to the number one spot in 2010. Are you still there, Just?
I am, yes.
At least I've done something right anyway.
That makes a change.
Going back to the questions, have any Ultravox members added their support to the campaign?
Not as such. We don't really believe it's within their remit to do that. We don't expect them to do that at all. Like I say, it's totally a fan-led campaign. It's nothing to do with the band. However, we did get quite a pleasant surprise the other day. I believe the drummer, Warren Can, actually posted a brief message of thanks to his website. So that was a really nice touch.
Is this a worldwide campaign or is it UK-based? And what are the reasons again for you doing this?
Initially, we wanted it to be a huge worldwide thing. We wanted as many people involved as possible. Obviously, that helps the statistics. We got a lot of feedback from overseas people that they couldn't actually download the track from a UK site and that they weren't allowed to do that. It wouldn't allow them to do that, whatever. Very recently, we got some information through that there is a way around this. There's a site out there that you can actually log on to, register your details, and it will allow your purchase, if you're overseas, to actually go towards the UK chart. We've got all the details of that on the Facebook pages. So now, it came through very recently, so now we've got about 10 days to try and relaunch it and get people on board from overseas. But there are quite a few bands out there anyway. There's a lot in Germany, and obviously there's a German tour happening very shortly as well. So hopefully we'll get some overseas people on.
So could you remind us once again exactly what it is you want people to do?
We need people to download the single version of Vienna from the digital remaster. Downloads actually commence on Sunday the 28th of March, and they will continue for 1 week. So obviously, but do that, the better chance we've got of hitting the UK chart. You know, if you're an Ultravox fan, obviously it's something you might, you're going to want to do. And again, it doesn't just appeal to Ultravox fans. It's a classic song. I still believe it's very relevant today. So again, and if you set up a novelty record, it's the perfect opportunity to say no to novelty. So there are lots of reasons out there for doing it, and you don't necessarily have to be a major Ultravox fan.
Is the single going to be available to buy in CD single format as well as download?
No, I don't believe it is. It's just going to be a digital download.
And if people want to find out more information about your campaign, have you got a website address that they can go to? Is it on Facebook or any of the social networking sites?
We've got a lot of pages out there. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got about 4 Facebook pages now, I think.
Right.
If you do any search on Facebook, you'll find us. If you go to ultravox.org.uk, there's a lot of information on there as well. They've got a page dedicated to the campaign. We're on MySpace, and we've got a Twitter account as well. So, yeah, we are everywhere.
Right, so you've certainly been getting yourselves around with this campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a strong team of 3. We've got myself, Gillian and Martin, who founded the campaign, and we've been working really hard. And we've had a lot of support from fans as well, been doing various videos for us, artwork, etc. So, and everyone's doing their bit, they're getting out there, they're requesting the record, it's getting played quite a lot, I believe. So it's all very positive. And even if we don't actually hit the chart, at least we've done something to raise a bit of awareness and cause a bit of a stir and hopefully get some people on board for the tour.
So if people do want to find the campaign, they can just go on YouTube, key in the words Vienna campaign, and it should come up, should it?
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, youtube.com, Vienna campaign.
Right, that's brilliant. Just Caris Forrest, thank you very much for talking to us this afternoon, and the best of luck with the campaign.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.